Alright, what's up everybody and welcome to my new video. Today I'll be making a camera holder for my desk, which can slide from the right to left and go up and down and do several things. So yeah, without any ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so I'm gonna start my project off by building the supporting system. The supports themselves, the system will be integrated in the boom that I'm gonna build afterwards. So I'm starting off by marking my center on my pipe. I'm using 40 by 10 millimeter pipe. It's quite easy to handle. It's not too thick. It's 2 millimeter. It's thick enough, not too thin. It's sturdy enough. So I tag weld everything. I just start tagging a basic shape. I'm not certain if it's straight yet or not. That's for later to decide. So first I put 2 tags on either side, and as you can see I will take my straight edge, yes, and I will check for its straightness. Once it's straight, I'm putting on my side pieces. Those are 45 degrees cut with a grinder. I've cut those in advance. And then yeah, I just basically tag everything up. Tag in a second if I want to. Yes. So one tag there, the other one. I'm not putting the top part yet, apparently. So yeah, tag again. My lovely mug in the shop. Then I'm centering the top piece, tag it again, and basically that's our base setup for the support system. I didn't make it too difficult. You can also do this with an electrode, build something like this. It's quite easy. If you're welding, if you're used to welding, it's very easy. If you have a TIG welder, it's fun. I like TIG welding, it's my specialty. But I'm not showing it off in this, but I'm mostly specialized in pipe welding. Alright, so now everything's tagged up. I'm gonna be welding it. As you can see, I darkened it, but you can't really see much from it. Some badly shot footage, but yeah, I'm gonna try to do better in the future. You know, this is the first time I try this. It's nice to have some light, and here you can see the basic shape of the corner that I'm welding. Well, whatever, this won't be over. If it's torture, I'm sorry, you can skip 30 seconds I guess. But yeah, that's basically it. Here I'm doing the technique, and right here is the top part. I can't really figure myself right now what I'm welding, but I'm showing off the pieces at the end. After I welded this, you'll see. This is a part that I welded from up to down, which basically isn't the most powerful, but whatever. So as you see, now I'm gonna basically just show off my welding. Whenever you're welding, you should make sure that your metal doesn't get too hot, so it doesn't cave in and start falling down with gravity. As you can see, the top part is equal and starts sloping down to the bottom in one equal fashion, and that's what you want. You don't want it to cave into your metal, because that's a weak spot in every weld. If your weld is breaking, then it's gonna probably break in a caved in part of metal of your steel, basically. So yeah, I figure I'm just showing off a bit more. So I show off that it's straight because that's important. That's why I clamped it up, by the way. That bar is used for keeping the piece straight, and I put in this wooden part in the middle so I can overbend it a bit. When I weld it, it wants to do this, but because it's overbended, it will come straight. That's the basic idea behind it anyway. So yeah, that's well, I'm pretty proud of my stuff. It's nice to make stuff in general. So I'll make the next one. I figure I fast forward this one as well.
Now we're aligned as the tides are closing in, and the sea is bringing us by another place we live within, with courage in our minds and our hearts filled up with
Alright, so now I figured out that I actually made a mistake at that point. So I figured let's fix it in a cheap way and not bother too much, because I put actually already 2 hours of work in this thing at that point. As you can see, well, you'll see it in the future, and I'll explain in the future what my actual mistake was, but I actually needed my support system to be different. I basically put the beam that I'm gonna clamp my boom onto. I reversed it, so yeah, well, I fix it like this and it's working pretty fine. Yeah, mistakes do happen, you know. You can deal with it or you can start from scratch. That's always your choice. I chose to not start from scratch because I don't have that much free time. I have shit to do. If I can squeeze in a project, I can and I will. Yeah, don't always have the time. So right now I'm just tagging the upper part with a few extra tags, and on the back side as well, because in a bit I'll be welding the bottom and I don't want it to pull too much down, otherwise it will be wiggly wobbly. So to prevent that, I put some extra tags on the top and it will pull back. So right now it's already, you can see that it's already upward, and now I'm welding it. So I'll be fast forwarding this, I think, yeah. Alright, so that's 2 pieces done. You can see the welding on the top. That looks a bit shit, I know, but I can live with it. So now to part 2 of the build. this is the boom that I was talking about. This is actually a boom from a drawing board, an old drawing board that I deconstructed, but it had a sliding part. So yeah, I want to use it. I kept it for 2 years like this because yeah, I have trouble throwing away things in general. I always think I can make something with it. So I'm showing the thick torch. As you can see, my filter is disgusting and needs replacing. So throw that in the bin, and look at this, brand spanking new, shiny as ever. And I quickly fast forwarded because I was screwing it up a bit, but it took me a while to take that off and insert this here. I think my needle was a bit damaged, so I turn it around. I always grind both sides of my electrode, so if it's not too damaged, if it's not too thick, I can still turn it around and use it again. It saves time, and if you're on a site or anything, if you're working. And this we push in a little bit deeper. If you have like a centimeter, something like that, shit is shining out. That's more than enough. For some jobs, I push it out, push it in deeper, or I pull it out further. It's depending on the type of weld I want to put. So these parts, yeah, I do some magic. Cadabra. Yeah. I enjoy that. So I just mechanically connect these. Oh, I'm doing something else first, I think. Let's see what I'm doing. Yeah. So I'm cleaning up the steel, but as you can see, you shouldn't do that with your bare hands. Actually, I should have clamped it down as well, but yeah, it's just cleaning up the top layer so I can weld it a bit easier. Now I'm gonna mechanically connect it to the slider. Yes, just with bolts, nice and tight. I don't know where I went. Alright, here I am. And I zoom in a bit. Well, that's nice. So I make the second part connected, and you can see it's nice and flat. Tighten it a bit more, not too tight, doesn't matter. If it's flat, it's flat. I attach my mouse onto the part, and I'm going dark, I think, in a bit, any second now. That's my lovely mug again, and here we go. So first I'm gonna give it a tag on the top. I don't know if you will be in the light, yes. So a little tag on the top, not too much, and then we do a dark shot of this, but I couldn't capture anything, so this was literally pointless of doing. But I did it, I tried it. I will do it better next time. Probably if I get a lighter glass, it will be better. So here's another zoom in shot of the little weld I put. It's strong enough, it won't break ever for its use anyway. This won't work like that, but that's the general idea, I figured. Alright, so I put some extra material on top of what I've made before, so I can just attach this pretty easily. You see the metal is touching right now. I can just bag it without using any rod, so I can hold the piece myself. Forgot the name. In English, the tap. No, I guess in the industrial tap. It's with a ball inside, and it turns around. So that's what I use for turning around my camera at this point. So I make another dark shot, but where I'm dripping in, I'm just dripping in at this point. Because this is just screwing around basically. This is just messy. Look at that. What a disastrous weld down there. But whatever, I digress. Let's do some more magic. Kadabra. Hell yeah. Look at that. Nice little hole. And then I screw it on top, but I noticed that this plan doesn't really work. You know, it's not, I'm never gonna get it tight enough, and you'll see it in a second. So I'm tightening it, and actually the ball inside is already rotating along with my tension. So you can see it's not doing anything. So I decide to return the little nut. I put it straight and I just give it a tag. And then I made my second mistake of the project. I basically just decided if I can tag it, I can weld it. But I forgot that there's a membrane inside that doesn't like to get very hot. And I don't know if it's this one or it's after the next tag, it just flattens out completely. And yeah, that's not a beautiful weld. But it doesn't matter because I'm grinding it anyway. There was no, this is, you see it exploding everywhere. That's mixing of two different materials. That's never good. But yeah, as you can see, probably if I show it pretty decently in the future, I don't know. But yeah, the ball didn't want to turn to the right anymore. But afterwards, if I turn it all the way around, it did go fluidly. So I did break some stuff inside. I have to be honest. If it's at 100 degrees at this point, it was 200, 300 when I was glowing. So yeah, it's stupid, I guess. But in the end, it worked. I'm happy with what it became. I'm grinding it flat right now as we speak. And bit by bit you can see it becoming flatter and flatter. I didn't really bother too much with this part. It's just for holding together. And I figure there's enough steel welded together to stick together. So as you can see, there's also no gas holes in the top layer. So I figure everything went pretty fine. And as you can see, I can't really turn it to the right, so I turn it around completely. So and now it goes smoothly. So yeah, that's good in here. I'm happy with my result. Alright. Alright, time for some more magic, yo. Check this out. Abracadabra. Alright, I'm gonna keep this piece because you see it has to have some use for something, you know? So to the side you go. Alright. Now it's time to actually make the connection to my standards. I just take a basic plate that I have laying around. I just put a line on it, make it equal, and I cut it in half with magic, of course, with nothing else. Here I'm just trying to figure out how I'm gonna make it. I already cut it here, no magic this time. But basically that's how it's gonna, I figured out how I'm gonna try to do it, because the whole build is just figuring out at the moment itself. I haven't really made a drawing either. I just built it in my head at some point a year ago actually already, but I never wanted to make it. And then I made the Legobus as a previous video, and I thought I could use a camera holder, and then I decided just to build it and also film it. it may be a piece of crap. It's very possible that you think it's a piece of crap, but it's just fun, and I'm having practice with this. So as you see, it's tight fit. Alright, so now I'm gonna make the top part for clamping the piece to the boom in the end. And I will be doing this with more magic. So I have my drill and my tap, and kadabra. 2 holes with tapped holes. 2 plates with tapped holes. Hells yes. I don't want to get too much focus on it, but whatever. So I push this little crap between it, so I have my perfect distance, and I give it a little tag. I gave it a little extra distance in between because, you know, steel wants to shrink, and yeah, so I didn't want it to be stuck before I could clamp it with my bolt. So yeah, just give it another tag and then weld it, and that's that. I figure I like the glow is nice, so that's how I'm just welding it. Not too much fuss about it. It's just gonna be grinded afterwards anyway. And I lost some footage, you'll see in a bit, because I also made it that everything was grinded off this piece, but whatever, you'll see it in a second. Right now I'm making it dark again, make it romantic, some welding fire, hells yes. And this is the other side, just making it hot basically. Not doing anything special here. Alright, so now the fast forward parts, I figure. Just showing off the crap I made. Alright, so this is basically my connection piece. As you can see, this fits in here very smoothly, and I decided to upgrade it a bit more and do some more magic. So abracadabra, and boom, we have nice handles. Hells yes, making it easy. So yeah, not the best, but it will do. It will function. Not everything has to be beautiful. So here I'm gluing basically the piece to the boom. Nice and easy. No fuss about it. Let's just get it like that. And of course the steel shrunk a bit, so I had a bit of difficulty getting it on yet, but I managed. In the end I clamped it down with some clamps, and yeah, it was better in the end, or whatever. Do I get a better shot here? I figure I'll get a better shot in a second. Yes, look at that. So this fit better, didn't have that much issue with this one. And yeah, this is the final piece. Ta-da! Yeah, well, I didn't bother to paint it. It's just a piece of equipment for me. It's not like, wow, it's furniture. I'm a very efficient person, and I don't care too much about painting in the end. That's why when I'm drawing, I basically just draw and then I forget about color. So you see the sliding part, and I'm probably gonna make another piece that can click on top of the front. So yeah, I can basically have another movement there. I kind of forgot that part, but whatever. I made what I wanted to make. So I'm using my standard right now, and it's pretty sweet. I'm proud of it. It doesn't need to be too beautiful. It's in the back of my desk. I think I'll add a picture of how my desk actually looks right now at the end, so you can see how that looks like. But yeah, this is basically what I've done. Sometimes going to the right still blocks, but then I just turn it around and it goes smooth again. So I don't really know what's going on in there. I don't really want to find out either, because then that means I have to cut it open. You can see it slides from the left to the right really nicely. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. It's been fun to make. It's been an editing adventure. I I, um, I basically made 4 hours of footage into a 30-minute video, so I'm pretty proud of myself. There's a lot of fast forwarding and whatnot. That's true, but yeah, I managed to complete it, so I'm happy. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them below. I like comments. I didn't get many of them yet, but I like to get them. And yeah, see you next time, I guess. Peace.